Good, I think it's still good morning. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to DeSales. If you could take a seat or grab some food and take a seat, that would be really helpful. I know we have lots of visiting we like doing when you gather at these types of things, and that's really important. And I think my favorite thing about Wendy's world, Wendy Badman, who's in charge of this on our campus, is that we've gathered people. We gather people because it's really important to gather, and the conversations, the informal conversations, are the ones that really, to me, are the important ones. My name is Linda Zerby, and I'm the Vice President of Student Life at DeSales. The veteran world and military services falls under our umbrella. Wendy Badman obviously has done a wonderful job of making this a place to want to come. It's part of our strategic plan to make, it really says, establish a regional premier veteran military program, and we're well on our way. Tomorrow, Wendy and Cheryl Murphy and I are traveling to Harrisburg because we have an alum who was an ROTC person back in the day. His name is Nate Hunsinger, and he is donating money to expand our lounge this summer. So we're super excited about that. And I think our alums are very committed to us in the sense to establish even a more premier program than it already is. I'm so thankful for Wendy and all her hard work, and so dedicated. I see faces that I just saw at the Vietnam. Yes, some of the people there. Thank you. That was a wonderful event, and I think we're just going to continue the good work. And welcome to DeSales. And I guess we're turning it over to you.
Turn off the music.
I'm trying to disconnect the music. That was it. So give me 1 second.
We have great pictures. What are you working on?
All right. Well, we're going to have some music in the background because really I don't know how to get that off of here. So I apologize.
Find out.
Do you,
Okay.
you just closed out of Pandora.
I can't find it upstairs.
You were just,
I was just there.
Yep.
Close. I was almost there. Thank you. See? Friends. That's why you have friends.
I wish I were.
Friends. Okay. So, reset. Here we are. Welcome to DeSales University. As Linda said, thank you so much for the warm welcome, Linda. My name is Wendy Badman. I'm the Director of Veteran and Military Services here at DeSales University. I am honored and humbled to serve in this capacity. We are very proud and we are military friendly as well as veteran friendly. Some of the exciting things I was asked to talk to you all about, specifically about our National Guard program, things that you need to know if you haven't heard. We were awarded the 2022 PINGUS Best of the Best College and Universities in Pennsylvania. This is our second year in a row, and we're very honored for that. Additionally, we were awarded the 2022 PINGUS Employer Friendly of the Year as well. So we employ many people who have served in the National Guard and are still serving. And since 2019, we have been awarded by PINGUS Guard Friendly status for our college and university. That being said, in addition to PINGUS, to again just show that our commitment, we have also were voted 2022 by the Military Times organization. We were ranked #1 for private universities for military friendly. Additionally, if you compare us with other universities across the nation, we were ranked 44th. DeSales University among military friendly colleges for private universities. We're gold status, military friendly, and we also received an honor in 2022 as a military friendly school for your spouses. Recently, last year, we were awarded in 2022 the Military Order of the World War. This award is for continuous patriotic support of veterans, the community, and our nation. U.S. World News and Report has ranked us 41st in the North for veterans, and have been ranked recently best online for MBA programs for veterans. So we are happy to support the Live, Learn, Work, Play, Stay in PA here. As you can see through the slideshow, we host many events here on campus that support our student veterans, as well as those serving in the National Guard. Additionally, we are proud to be a part of the Steel Battalion Army ROTC program that recently just was awarded the General Douglas MacArthur Award, making us #1 in the 2nd Brigade out of all the battalions in the 2nd Brigade. Those students, those cadets, some of them go on into the National Guard, the active duty, or the Army Reserves, and we're proud to partner and have our students represent us in the service there. Additionally, besides being recognized by these wonderful organizations, our leadership here at DeSales campus just doesn't talk about it, they also make sure they put it in writing. So our strategic plan includes under the pillar of strategic student experience to establish the region's premier veteran and military service programs here at DeSales University. You can't ask for anything more, but there is. So this semester, we have implemented a military and veteran discount program. In addition to using your tuition assistance here at DeSales University, we will match that what the government will give you. So tuition assistance is $250 per credit if you are at Pingus. We at DeSales will give you an additional $250 up to your program limits. Once you get out of Pingus and you stay here and you want to get your degree, advanced degree, you can use your VA benefits here. We just increased our yellow ribbon to $16,000. So in addition to your veterans benefits, your educational benefits, we are giving you an additional $16,000. And if you're in our doctorate programs and you, for some reason, possibly max out of that, we will give you an additional discount of 25% off whatever balance is remaining.
Wow.
So here at DeSales University, we definitely welcome Pingus, those serving in all our branches of the university in the nation, but most importantly, we welcome their spouses, dependents, and of course, everyone who has served, and we're humbled and grateful for the sacrifices and for your service. We are proud to be a partner. The next person I would like to welcome up to our podium here to speak today is State Representative Ryan McKenzie from our PAS House of Representatives.
Well, thank you and good morning. It's a pleasure to be able to join you here today. And first of all, before I start, I do want to thank all of our veterans and anybody who's serving in the military currently. We want to thank you for your service to our country. We certainly appreciate that. The other thing, I would like to recognize the efforts on behalf of DeSales and all of our other universities here in the area for what they're doing for those students who are military service members or veterans. It's the right thing to do, not only for those individuals and their service, but at the same time, we see, and I worked at the Pennsylvania Department of Labor and Industry before being an elected official, and now I'm the chair of our Labor and Industry Committee in the House. We see that our veterans and military service members often face challenges as they transition from that military career to the private sector. And so that could be a school experience or a work experience. There often is a challenge there bridging that gap, whether it's in terms of translating a resume and their experiences in the military, or just coming back to civilian life and getting accustomed to a new setting. So we always want to help that transition and make that as seamless and as smooth as possible. Pennsylvania does have over 800,000 veterans, so it's the fourth largest population in the entire country, and 19,000, roughly 19,000 in Lehigh County, 19,000 in Northampton County as well. So a significant population here in our local communities. And the things that we've been able to do at the state level to try to ease this transition, I personally authored legislation, I guess it was a number of years ago, Pennsylvania Startups for Soldiers legislation. which if you're a veteran or a military service member active in the National Guard, when you go to apply for any kind of business startup or filing fees, all of those are now waived here in Pennsylvania for our veterans. And so that can help them if they're starting a business and they're going to do something on their own. They can also receive services from our small business network across the state and services for free for those individuals. So we want to make sure that they take advantage of those. Just recently, we also, in 2022, updated our licensing for Pennsylvania veterans and military members to make sure that their service, as we talked about, is recognized now in the licensing and credentialing process here in Pennsylvania. So that's going to be something additional that's going to be coming online. And we want to continue these efforts. And so on a week or a monthly basis in our office, we partner with the American Legion and we provide services where veterans have specific office hours. They can come to our office. They can get help or assistance as they look for benefits or anything dealing with the VA or any other services out there. We know that they have some special needs certain times, and so we want to make sure that those services are available. So really today, I just want to say thank you. I want you to know that the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania is there helping our military and service members in every way that we can. So as you're transitioning or looking for any services that involve state government, please feel free to use us as a resource, reach out to us, contact us anytime. We're always here to help. And just want to say thank you again for your service to our country. Thank you.
Thank you, State Representative, for joining us and for sharing. Our next guest speaker will be Tammy Cortagna from the U.S. Family Health Plan TRICARE Project Open. Thank you for joining us today, Tammy.
Thank you. Goodness, I didn't know I was that quick. Sorry, I thought I was down the list there, Shelley. Yes, put me up. All right, so as you said, and if you guys don't mind, I hate a mic. You guys don't mind, do you? All right, can you hear me in the back?
Yeah.
All right, happy now. So, all right, yeah, I'm Tammy Cartagena. I am 30 years retired Air National Guard. Spent most of my career as a weather forecaster, and then was a human resource advisor where I, where I helped the general with mentoring, diversity, and all of those kinds of things, human stuff, So we assess those things. When I worked there, I deployed a couple times with the Army. I was Army support. I went to work for ESGR, Employer Support of the Guard and Reserve, which is a great organization that helps service members with employment. So when they deploy, they get to come home to their jobs. It's called the USARA Law, Uniform Services Employment and Reemployment Rights Act. I left there, went to work for the VA for a little while, did the TAP program, Transition Assistance Program. I fell into this job about 5 years ago. I did not know that I was going to be eligible for TRICARE benefits when I turned 60 years old. I thought that was something that happened when we were later on, so I never got that brief. So my very strong passion is to get out there and let service members know about all of their benefits. As I was saying earlier, I sit down, I go over TRICARE benefits, and then I pop right into, hey, did you sign up for your VA benefits yet? All right? So what does TRICARE have to do with you guys and employers? This is what's really important and why I get passionate about it, is that employers don't understand when they hire a service member, the service member comes with a lot of things besides the training that they get and how wonderful people they are and how dedicated they are. And my daughter's boyfriend was a Marine and would show up at 7 o'clock in the morning when he was supposed to be there at 8. And was told to get a life because, nobody else came in until 8 o'clock. But they did give him, Phillips 66 did give him a corner office with a 6-figure income when he finished his internship. So, you know what, the man, the man had it right? Engineer for Phillips 66. So, that's what you get when you get the military, but you also get some other things. And one thing is if they're eligible for TRICARE benefits, for health care benefits, the employer can save a whole heck of a lot of money, right? My employer with U.S. Family Health Plan actually explained to me how much they paid for me to have health care under them. I wasn't eligible for health care till I turned 60 because I was mostly in the National Guard. So 60 years old, I was able to get my health care through TRICARE, but I was also eligible for what they call TRICARE Retired Reserve. Even though it's expensive, my employer said, we would have been happy to pay for that if we would have known you were eligible for that, because they pay even like double the price of what the TRICARE Retired Reserve is. So yeah, exactly. So I get out here and I tell everybody, look, I have DEER's eligibility. I have access to see if a service member is eligible for TRICARE benefits. So I try to get my card. I give my card out to everybody, my business card out. You know, if a service member is eligible for TRICARE benefits, I try to, you know, I'll meet with them, I'll go over what the benefits are. Benefits for TRICARE are comparable to Blue Cross Blue Shield. And everybody loves Blue Cross Blue Shield, right? It's like the best of the best. It can be expensive. TRICARE benefits for a retiree, it's $703 a year for the family. $323 for a single. So $30 a month is what I pay, 28 something a month is what I pay for health care benefits, which is pretty amazing, right? Yeah. Like that's like unheard of, right? And like I said, it's comparable. They pay everything. In fact, our company, and there's a couple companies that represent TRICARE in this area now, it's U.S. Family Health Plan and Humana. For the lack of a better word, Humana is a competitor, so, you know, but I'm going to tell you that either company is awesome. We have signed a contract with St. Luke's. Humana has a contract with Lehigh Valley Health Network. We're working and I'm pushing to get both for us so that we can take care of all the service members. But, you know, my company's based in New York. They don't really, they really understand much, you know. So I was like, okay, I'm going to do a Venn diagram. Look, this is what it looks like, okay, guys? You have this company, you have this company. People either go here or they go here. They don't really cross, but when they do, then they need to use TRICARE Select. TRICARE Select ends up being more expensive for the family member if, in fact, there comes issues because they have to pay 20% of the bill. All right, and they have deductibles and all that. So TRICARE Prime is the better option. But that's just what I tell and talk to people about. I let them know what all of their options are. And then as I was saying, and I can't remember what was your name again? Chelsea. So as I was mentioning them, it's like I'll go through the TRICARE benefits, and then I say, okay, this is your VA benefits. Okay, did you sign up for your VA benefits? No, we're going to sign you up for your VA benefits. We're going to go online, and I meet with people at their homes, and I go through all of that. So again, you guys have my business card. Some things that, you know, you hire a veteran, you bring a veteran in here, the ones that are going to college, the students. They might be eligible under their parents to use their TRICARE benefits. They're using the post 9/11 GI Bill. They might be eligible to use their benefits as well. You get those that retired or they just got out of the service or whatever. They need to know if they have the benefits. They can give me a call and, you know, I can let them know what their eligibility is. Okay? All right. Next. That was great.
So if you haven't done so, please connect with Tammy, because this is really a wonderful program and a great benefit. Is Gary Day here? Gary? No. Oh, okay. I apologize. We have a representative of Senator Coleman's office, our PA state representative.
Good morning, everyone. On behalf of Senator Coleman, I wanted to thank the National Guard Association, DeSales University, and everyone involved in putting together this great event in our district. While Senator Coleman is a lifelong resident of our humble area, I have only been a Lehigh Valley resident for nearly 4 years, around the same amount of time our DeSales University seniors have been on campus. Coming from Brooklyn, New York to the Lehigh Valley, our area, as well as Upper Bucks County, is the perfect place to live, work, and play. Senator Coleman and our office have many reasons for why Pennsylvania, particularly the Lehigh Valley and Upper Bucks County, is the perfect place to settle. But I'm going to save some time and only mention 3. The Pennsylvania National Guard and our legislature monitor and act to make life better for our veterans and guardsmen. Our veterans have protected our freedom, And when they come back home, we have a responsibility to have their backs, like they have had ours. And to everyone here in attendance that is actively serving the Pennsylvania National Guard, thank you for your service. Last year, former Representative and our district manager, Gary Day, passed legislation that protected National Guardsmen jobs. This kind of action and progression only happens and continues to happen if we can all gather here today and have the conversations and connections about what we can do to provide more military services and veteran resources. Number 2, economic opportunity. You can build businesses here, any career here in the Lehigh Valley and Upper Bucks County. From farmland and our fulfillment centers in our suburban areas to thriving cities like Bethlehem. The diversity of our work industry leaves nothing but opportunity waiting for you. And number 3, one of the first things that people think when they buy a home or a new home, what school district am I in? How are the schools in our area? From our public schools to our charter schools to our colleges and universities such as DeSales, you can obtain a 2-year, 4-year degree in a wide variety of concentrations and apply it to the many industries of the Lehigh Valley and Upper Bucks area. Over the past decade, we have seen population increases and economic growth in our district, and Senator Coleman is proud to live and serve you and our beautiful Lehigh Valley and Upper Bucks area. On behalf of Senator Coleman, thank you for having us, and we hope you continue to live, work, and prosper in the district. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Our next guest speaker is Joseph Page. Joseph is the Director of Special Projects with the Commonwealth Charter Academy. Please welcome Joseph.
Good morning, everyone. It's an honor to be here today. As a current service member of 13 years, actually this month, I actually serve with Commonwealth Charter Academy as a military liaison as well. And all the things that Kelly, Shelley, Pendergast are doing right now, I can't do much more than get behind pretty much everything that they do and support them. For those of you who don't know much about Commonwealth Charter Academy, we're actually the second largest public cyber charter school in the entire state of Pennsylvania, only second to Philadelphia. We just crested over 24,000 students. We have a footprint right now in 11 different areas across the state with anticipated metrics to exceed 20 family service centers next year. So we continue to expand and grow, but as we're expanding and growing, we're also changing the way we do things. Just yesterday, we actually celebrated the Purple Welt event, which honors military children and the sacrifices that they go through. So not just looking at the service members or the spouses of service members, but also recognizing that the children of those families have struggles as well. We're actively pushing forward with the initiative that was pushed out last year with the Purple Star program, where post-secondary entities have offered it. Now it's going to be offered at secondary institutions. And we're trying to be the front runners of that, which provides services, support systems, and structures for, once again, those military families. I've already met several of you that can contribute to those families that are in need, and I'm looking to discuss opportunities with many more of you. Other opportunities that we, try to reach out and work with the families. If you're, well vested or, networked with the family readiness centers, we're trying to get that person-to-person contact across the state. I live here, I serve here, I train here as well. Kind of the sediments that Pengas has, live, learn, work, play. So I easily can breathe that on the uniform side. It's just a little different today. So I'd love to, once again, have a conversation with each of you if interested, and we can find out more how we can work. Thank you.
Our next guest speaker will be my friend and neighbor, Master Sergeant Vince Aquaviva from the 111th ATW Retiree Activities Office down in Louisville. Thank you.
Thank you very much. hope everybody can hear in the back. Okay. I'll make this short and sweet, like myself. Biggest thing with this, a lot of people think, the old NES World Road, that place is closed, there's nothing there. Guess what? There's 3 units down there, not counting other government entities. The 3 units are the Army Guard, Army Reserve, and the unit that I'm with, the 111th Attack Wing Air National Guard, Pennsylvania Air National Guard. And also there's FEMA, who supports any of the problems that incur as far as tornadoes, hurricanes, things like that. Also, Homeland Security is there. Okay, so the DoD federal entity is still within the area. Myself, I'm 42 years of the military and government service, mostly Air Force. I have close to my director, who wasn't able to come today, Chief Master Sergeant Jenny Pappas, retired. We have, with our 13 volunteers, our main purpose, if I could read this, is we're made up of volunteers. Every one of our people in the office are volunteers. Our main purpose is to coordinate, establish staff office as far as any benefits and entitlements that incur as far as for active duty, reserve, and guard. Usually some of the military members that are here, what usually happens is once they discharge and retire, it's more or less, excuse your expression, kicked out the door. We're here, our offices are there to get this information out to not just the former military member, or the retired military member, or the discharged military member, or to their family. I would say 55% of my calls are from spouses that don't know that they even had any entitlements or benefits. We also have what they call Airman and Family Readiness. Now they call it Military and Family Readiness since everything is joined. In fact, my wife is part of that. Dorothy. Family Readiness Centers, they even have a food bank there. You think, military, what are they? They're getting money, they're getting food from, their entitlements and their money is going to. Guess what? It ain't much, especially if you're at the lower ranks. Our actions includes, we're an information center. We're for any, like I said, benefits, entitlement, survivor benefit, casualty assistance. Say if any military member or retiree, guardsman, they contact us. Wait a minute, they only have only know a little bit about their military sponsor. What to do? What can I do? I have spouses that even call that they didn't even know their husband was in the military, and the person died. What to do? Who to contact? So our office ends up contacting probably 7 or 8 different offices. Social Security, DFAS, who covers military pay. If the person was also civil service, retired, they go to the OPM. There's other services that they get in touch with. We also sponsor once a year the Military Retired Appreciation Day, which you might see a picture of this inside an aircraft hangar. That's our retiree day that we sponsor. We have vendors from all over, including Washington, D.C., Military Officers Association from Washington, DC does all the legislation. I just want to thank members of DeSales, Pangus, and all the other organizations for what you're doing. Excuse me, for military members. Thank you.
I've known Vince and his family for many years, and I've worked together jointly on projects. Vince is a proud Vietnam veteran who we honored here at DeSales University during our Vietnam War commemoration ceremony, as well as he's a member of the John Rivers VFW who generously donated our POW MIA chair that is on display outside at our baseball stadium. So on your way out, please stop by and you can pay tribute to that. So thank you, Vince, and as well as all. Our next guest speaker, I'm proud to introduce Peter Whitney, the Outreach Manager for the Abraham Cohen Military Family Clinic at the University of Pennsylvania.
Yeah, thanks, Wendy, and thanks, Shelley, for having me here to talk about the Cohen Clinic. So my name's Pete. I just retired from the Army about, 20 months ago, but who's counting? Did about 31, just short of 31 years, total 24 active. And I ended up at this great position, University of Pennsylvania, Cohen Clinic. So the Cohen Clinic, if you take anything away from my few minutes up here, unlike Vince, it's going to be maybe big and ugly other than short and sweet, because I don't have either of those two things. So anyway, we provide no-cost mental health care for post 9/11 vets and their families. So what do we consider a veteran? Somebody who's done 1 day of service, and that includes dishonorable discharges, that includes cadets, you name it. If you're a vet, post 9/11, we'll see you. Great news is our wait times are generally around a week or two, which is unheard of. Anybody who knows anything about the mental health profession, it's way off the charts. We felt really guilty because we did our systems about, 5 or 6 months ago. Like, yeah, you gotta wait like 6 weeks, and people were laughing at us. So really proud of that. The low barriers to care, and when I say no cost, it's costing somebody. It's costing our donors, and it's costing, especially, Steve Cohen, the owner of the Mets. A lot of people don't realize his son was trust fund baby. Literally son of a billionaire. Signed up for the Marine Corps, went to Afghanistan, he came back. His dad said, "What can I do?" He was really proud of his son, and he said, "Dad, mental health is a really big issue with the troops, Marines, Air Force, service members." And it must have been nice. He cut a check for like almost $500 million, and we're funded mostly by them, and that enables us to reach out and provide these services. So we're funded by the Cohen Veteran Network, and we are part of Penn Medicine. That's the same Penn Medicine you see on TV, the one curing cancer and all that stuff. We're part of Penn Psychiatry, and I'm so proud of it. I'm so proud of the fact that our clinicians, we've 15, sometimes up to 20 clinicians, depending on what we have as far as fellowships and things like that. And you call up and you get somebody, and you can't really say that there's any better program. It is outpatient, so I'm going to give you the tough part. Okay, these are our barriers. Our barriers, if you're homeless, we're probably not the best place to send a homeless vet to. And if we could, we would. But when you're worried about where you're going to sleep, our program is probably not the best program for you. But what we do is, if we can take away a little bit of burden from the VA, a little bit of burden off somebody getting referred to TRICARE, a little bit of those burdens, we're upstream, we're part of the team, and we've served over 3,000 vets and their families during the last 6 years. And our numbers are only going up. I think we're projected to have like 650, 700 veterans this year. So if you have any questions, anybody have any questions about the network? I take them, help me out.
All I can say is, I love those guys. I get TRICARE referrals. A lot of times, they're not eligible, but guess what? They're eligible to go to the Callan Foundation. So that's where they go. We are
So lastly, Tammy, thanks as always. You know, she's a great PIC over there. You know, we work on a parade together and stuff like that. She's awesome. And you know, another great example, I heard Tammy mention her age before. So, you know, being in your 50s and 60s does not preclude you from this because, hey, 9/11 was well over 20 years ago, right? I mean, a lot of us vets, you served after 9/11. People think of a post 9/11 vet, they think of a teenager. Guess what? A lot of us are getting ready to collect Social Security. So it's something just to think about with perspective. The other part about that is we will see pre-9/11 vets if they don't have insurance. So we're not turning them away. We do have a care coordination team. So if somebody's really struggling, please, they can still, you know, be referred to us, and we'll do our best to help them out. Other than that, you know, just contact me. I got a bunch of cards. I have rack cards. Whatever you need, I'm back at the table. And thanks for having me.
Thank you, Peter, and the Cohen Military Family Clinic for all you do. Our next guest speaker is a friend and community partner of ours. He is the co-founder, along with his wife Cadence, Chris Yarnell, founded Battleborn, a veteran support organization here at DeSales, here in the Lehigh Valley. So I got ahead of myself. The co-founder Cadence is a DeSales graduate. We're very proud of that connection. They are hosting their first gala here, July 15th. So be on the lookout for links to that to help us support them. So, without further ado, I'm proud to present Christopher Yarnell from Battleborn.
Good morning, everyone. First, I want to say it's truly an honor to be asked to attend something like this. We attended the one in Moravian. I love it. It's a great way to meet other programs and people that are just working to help veterans transition back to the community and encourage them. Because I don't know if you guys know, well, I'm sure you do, there is a lot of resources here in Lehigh Valley for veterans, a lot of nonprofits, colleges, because we have an office in Monroe County, and man, you want to talk about how spread apart that is and how many veterans up there need help, and it's just not so closely available. So real quick, I didn't have something fancy. I actually forgot, right? Because when I got the phone call, I was driving, and I was like, yeah, I'll put it in my calendar. And if you ever call me and I tell you I'm putting it in my calendar, you better circle back. Right? Because I spend 90% of my day in the car, and I eat, drive, shave there. That's why I cut myself. Anyway, so real quick, for those of you that don't know, and it's kind of, I always feel weird because we are a nonprofit organization, but the cool thing is, like a lot of you guys talk about living and working here, we get a lot of phone calls from employers looking to hire veterans. So to stand up here and give you 3 minutes of what we do, is physically impossible, right? But like, I'll give you the rundown. We focus on supporting veterans through building social connection, community, mental health, and recovery. Whether it be through our programs, our events, all of our resources, our total efforts focus on supporting veterans and their family members. So what does that mean? We have a full support program from peer-to-peer, veteran, female veteran, family support group, yoga every week. We do veteran massage to help with PTSD and recovery from addiction. And recently, one of our most proud things is when the VA closed down, we saw a huge need for transportation. So to make this make sense, Battleborn's overall mission is to bridge the gap. We don't believe in cookie cuttering services. We find out that it's best, like most of you in the room we work with, right? So if a veteran needs housing and recovery, I don't need to create that wheel. I can call Newbie Tech, right, and make a referral. Victory House, make a referral. Safe Harbor, make a referral. Valor Clinic, make a referral. There's no need to have like multiple services when we can just use each other to do it together, right? Our motto, together rise. So we purchased a van, to transport veterans because when the veterans shut down, they didn't have any way to get to appointments. They also didn't have places to meet. Like we used to all go to the VA in the morning, have coffee and donuts outside the lab, shoot the, you know what, right? As we used to say. Rhymes with, well, it doesn't rhyme. You guys get what I'm saying. So when that happened, we increased all of our support groups. I did really well up until that. It's just hard for me. If you guys know me, you'll know that I'm doing very well, right? But, it goes with this, and it's not for like Pat. We just constantly look for the need, and we move to meet the need. So we saw the van, right? And then Allison was blessed us with opening up. We saw the need for a veterans resource center. Right? While we're waiting for an actual vet center, like Scranton and Norristown have, when the VA shut down, vets couldn't go in there unless they had an appointment. There was no more PTSD group, no more combat trauma, no more depression group, no more anger management, no more substance group 5 days a week, no more female group. That at least put 60 veterans I know with nowhere to go unless they're going to hang out at the American Legion. Not all of us want to sit around the American Legion and talk about our problems. Right? So what do? We saw this overwhelming need for a center, and we worked for it for about a year, and recently we purchased our own center in Allentown. We now have a Veterans Resource Center where vets can come in 5 days a week, do our groups there. They can walk in and get connected to any of our services, and more importantly, we can refer them to the services. Tammy works out here once a week, right? So now on Thursdays, or Thursdays, but we're here, Tammy comes in every Thursday to answer TRICARE questions for vets, get them connected to their TRICARE benefits. So we're excited about that. Wendy mentioned the gala, and on May 6th is our annual Lehigh Valley Walk for Recovery. So come on out. It's our 3rd year running. We raised $28,000 the first 2 years. We give the money away to other non-grant-funded grassroots nonprofits. So 28 grand in 2 years has been given away. This year's beneficiary is Women Empowered and Thriving Veterans Organization. So they will receive a check for $5,500 from the walk. So tomorrow, May 6th, I apologize that I have to run because I have an appointment with another fellow Marine who happens to be Wendy's next door neighbor, and he told me if I don't get there, he's ending Wendy's house. Thank you guys.
That's good, yeah.
Hey, Kenny, if you're listening, please don't end my house. I apologize.
Yeah, right.
Thank you, Chris. One of the great things about living, working, learning, playing, and staying in PA, you get to be affiliated with so many organizations and groups. One of the biggest ones is our Lehigh Valley Military Affairs Council. So members such as Chris and Tammy, DeSales University, Moravian University, Northampton County Community College, we're all members, and as well as our next speaker. Our next speaker is Peggy King, who is the marketing coordinator at New Vitae Wellness and Recovery, a fellow member of our LD MAC. Come on up. Thank you.
Hi, everybody. Chris he's a tough act to follow. But I'm going to give you a little history about New Vitae. I, myself, from the Lehigh Valley, lived here almost my entire life, knew nothing of it. So New Vitae is turning 40 years old this year. We started, our founder was Ann Mills. She was a social worker for the VA. And she started taking veterans into her home, realizing that veterans needed more services than the VA was offering, particularly housing. So that vision has grown, and our company has over 300 employees now. We are in Lehigh, Bucks, and Philadelphia counties. Our headquarters are Mount Trexler Manor, which are located in Lehigh County in Coopersburg. And we have 65 beds there, and we have 2 licenses that operate under that building. One is our personal care home license, and our other is our license for traumatic brain injury. In addition to that, we have the Quakertown House, which is right in the heart of Quakertown, another 60-bed facility there. And we also have just built a new cottage at our headquarters as well. It hasn't opened yet. It has 8 beds that are going to be dedicated to veterans with traumatic brain injury. So in addition to that, we have our New Pathways program, which is our independent apartment style living, and that's a step towards recovery and transitioning back into the community. So we have a hierarchy of care. And then our latest addition is our Ann's Artisan Center, and Ann's is going to be an art center where our residents can make art and then sell their artwork. So we're very proud of that. I also want to tell you about some opportunities for veterans with us. We are part of the Community Care Network with the VA, and in addition to that, we have some SOAR funding, which any veteran, whether they're honorably or dishonorably discharged, that has a history of opioid use or or stimulus use, qualifies. So we're actively seeking referrals under that grant right now. And then, in addition to that, just if there's any way that we can partner with any of your organizations in the community, we would be interested in doing so. And one of the things that we would like to have more of is veterans working with our veteran population. And I'm actually going to introduce Justin Wunderler. He's our veterans coordinator, to say a few words about that.
I think I can do it without the mic. So, my name is Justin. I'm retired Air Force. I did 21 years. Yeah, but a few, right? We got a couple Air Force guys in here. So this is basically, what I want to speak about. And I think that gentleman that was speaking about the Cohen Clinic, that's awesome, right? And as you said, you might not be able to help with homelessness, right? Well, that's something that we can help with, right? So I'm going to get with you after this, of course, on that. But one of the biggest things that I want to be a proponent of is it's the level of servitude. And I spoke to some people around here. Once you kind of do it, you're always in it, right? And when you kind of get away from it, you're trying to find a way to kind of fit, right? I just retired 2 years ago, found this organization, and what we do is we help people, right? Transition, 100%. And it could be mental health. It could be addiction. It could be purpose. So formulating ideas, with like-minded people is always great. Chris is awesome with Battleborn. I'm a member of that myself, and I like to do things with that, but I just want to put it out there that we're definitely an organization that's looking out for veterans to benefit them, whether it's employment, whether it's healthcare, whether it's anything we could do. But thank you as well for the things that you all are doing. If you need anything from me or us or we can help you, please reach out. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Wonderful things are happening here in the Lehigh Valley. Live, learn, work, play, stay. Our next guest speaker, I'm proud to introduce Priscilla Tattersall, the Business Development Multidimensional Integration Specialist at MDI Advantage Company. Please join me in welcoming her.
I don't talk that loud, so I'm going to stand behind this thing. So my company is an engineering firm. We have multiple offices. I do want to thank you all for being here and for sharing all that you guys are doing to help veterans. That's very close to me personally. My father served in the military, in the Army, and retired, and my husband also served in the military, and I have lots of other family members. So, that is very close and dear, and hearing that there are so many opportunities out there. So I recently kind of opened the area of wanting to connect with National Guard and military members with our company, and we have designed an apprenticeship program to train people who have no background in what we do to become a full-time engineer with our company in about 3 months. It kind of sounds a little crazy. How do you become an engineer when people have to go to school for 4 years to do that? It is technically focused on only what we do at MDI. And what we do is controls and automation. So we are integrating software, hardware, electrical components all together to create a controlled process or an automated process to make things more efficient. We do work all over the United States with 2 offices, one in Shrewsbury and one here in Allentown. So, we are happy to make some connections and work with, finding employment for, military members and veterans who maybe their job doesn't translate at all. My husband was field artillery. What is he going to do with that job? But as he was getting ETSing out of the military, they actually had some program for him to go through where he learned a little bit about electrical components, and that is actually how he got the job working with MDI, and that's eventually how I got my job with MDI. And so, we're continuously looking to make connections, work with really anybody that has people interested in this realm of work. So I know I have talked to a few of you, and I look forward to talking to some more. But we really do appreciate everything you guys are doing and inviting us to talk here.
Thank you. Our next guest speaker is a colleague who we rely heavily upon here in the Lehigh Valley to help us connect with all of the businesses and the other organizations that support military and veteran services. Please join me in welcoming Allison Pickle, the Senior Vice President of Member Relations and Operations for the Veterans and Military Council of the Greater Lehigh Valley Chamber of Commerce.
Thank you very much for the kind introduction, and again, thank you to Shelley and Kelly and Pingus for having us as part of today's presentation, and also, of course, to DeSales and Wendy. Everyone loves Wendy. I think we talked about Wendy at our last board meeting, and we love you so much and the work you do. So excited to be here. I am the liaison to our Veterans and Military Council. We are one of 32 councils and chambers that operate as part of the Greater Lehigh Valley Chamber of Commerce. So we are a membership organization. Within the Greater Lehigh Valley Chamber, we have about 5,000 businesses that are represented, all from small mom and pop shops in your downtown and urban cores to your largest employers, Air Products, LVHN, St. Luke's, etc. So we provide a resource to veterans in business and veteran-owned businesses. We have about 62 veteran-owned businesses that are active with the Chamber, and particularly with this council. We're about 5 years young, the youngest of all the Chamber councils and committees, and we're really excited about the work that we're doing, primarily, and there's a handout in front of you. So our mission is pretty simple, and that is to support veterans and military members in business as they serve our nation and our communities. And our objectives and the purpose is really multifaceted. It's, of course, to connect to the veterans that are transitioning out of the military, looking for employment opportunities, education opportunities, and also create networking, building events, and to serve as a catalyst in not just the business community, but the community overall. I would say most, if not all, nonprofits and charity organizations that are here in the Greater Lehigh Valley are active as well with the council. There's a lot of passion and commitment behind helping those nonprofit organizations, charities like Battleborn, help serve the community. And we do have programming that is specific to support the mission and objectives. We have an incredible board of directors that's representative of for business, nonprofits, charities, education, government, and also workforce. So it really is a robust and dynamic group. And I'm going to introduce a really near and dear friend and the vice chair of our Veterans and Military Council and the director of Veterans Affairs at Moravian University in Maryland, Kelly Cavada, to join me in my presentation.
I don't know that I need the mic. I have my NCO command voice, so I think you all can hear me. Like Allison said, I am Marilyn Kelly Cavada, Director of Veteran and Military Services at Moravian, retired Army. Thank you. So I understand the experiences of that life after our military service and that transition and the gaps that exist in that transition. So in doing this work, being part of the council has been a passion. You know, I get to do this stuff that I didn't think I'd be able to do as a job. So love working with the chamber and getting our veterans connected with all those resources and that next purpose. as part of the council, we hold events throughout the year. We have leadership events. We've been here a couple times for our roundtables. But in addition to that, we have two kind of signature events that we're holding on an annual basis. One of those, this is our second year doing it, and we're about to kick it off here real soon, another week or so. We have a program called Brush Up for our veterans. We accept applications from veterans who are disabled, older veterans who can't do the functions around their house of maintenance on their house. So, houses that need their shutters painted, or we have one house that I'm going to be working on. The around the windows need to be caulked. The gentleman is a 92-year-old Army Korean War vet, so he can't get out there and climb up on those ladders and do stuff anymore. So we have 5 houses that we are going to do. This is, like I said, our second year. And it's just incredibly rewarding, even though it's not along the lines of the employment and the business ownership. It's just veterans being able to give back to other veterans, as well as the members of the council and the chamber who want to help support that. So one of our biggest sponsors for that is Sherwin-Williams. They always donate all the paint. So we have that coming up. So look forward to information next year so that you can get the word out, so we can get some more veterans getting their homes beautified for them. The second one is the Ruck and Walk. This event kind of developed during COVID, when we knew social isolation was, we know it's bad for veterans to begin with. We knew it was even worse for our veterans during COVID. So we wanted to, and this was for our college students, our student veterans who had been returning and not being able to be on campus and establishing those networks and those connections. We held the Ruck and Walk. No, we A's for Vets, that's what I was looking for, got together and decided that we were going to hold this event of bringing, we figured it was outdoors, bring everybody together. Unfortunately, it was COVID, we saw that spike, we said we can't do it in person, we held it virtually. We are going into our 4th year of the Ruck and Walk, which will be in November, and it's a way, one, to bring all of those veterans together. We had individuals who showed up who are just runners that participated. There is no charge for individuals to register for it. Donations are always welcomed and encouraged. And then we use those funds to help other veteran organizations. So we've worked with the Valor Clinic, Tales of Valor, Victory House, and the organization this year is yet to be determined. But that's it's a great time. For our first in-person event, we had over 200 people register for the event. We had people registering the morning of, and it was so nice to see some of our ROTC cadets coming out, seeing some of our student veterans, our service members, our National Guard. So look forward to, check out our page. We have a page on, LehighValleyChamber.org. So,
And next, it is my pleasure to introduce Alnisha McFadden from Lehigh Valley Center for Independent Living.
Hi everyone. Bear with me because I wasn't prepared to speak. I was just trying to connect with everyone. But I'm from the Lehigh Valley Center for Independent Living. We are a nonprofit organization. We provide job or anything that they need, I'm there to help with. We have 5 core services, which are information and referral, advocacy, peer support, independent living skills, and transitioning youth. We also partner with GATF, where we do assistive technology. So if I have anyone with a disability and a veteran who need, like let's say they need moderations to their house, like a wheelchair, or they need walkers or wheelchairs, anything that they need, we are there to help with them. So I want to thank you, Wendy, for inviting me. Thank you. I'm sorry.
You're very welcome. We're thrilled that you could join us along with those who are viewing online. So thank you all for tuning in. One of the great things, as mentioned here in the Lehigh Valley, was that we're partners in many different organizations. We are not competitors. I'm thrilled to have colleagues such as Marilyn and Alexis Sullivan from Northampton Community College here with us today. She is our counterpart there. And we rely heavily on our community colleges to help transitioning veterans begin their educational journey. And together, we work on behalf of those who are still serving in the military, their veterans, as well as their dependents and their spouses. Because when you serve, the entire family serves. So thank you all. Thank you, Alexis, for joining us here for all that you do there, as well as with the Rucking Law and the Brush Up event. So that was one of my first events here, and that was wonderful, and we're grateful and happy to help. Our next guest speaker is one of the hosts of this event today. I'm proud to introduce to you Shelly Ekavira from Pingus.
I can say good afternoon now. And I'm over here for Wendy because she's done a great job hosting. Everything's lovely here, and thanks for being so flexible with last minute changes. She's been fantastic. So I just wanted to give a little statement on behalf of the Pennsylvania National Guard Association. First of all, thank you for attending today. We all lead very busy lives, and we greatly appreciate you taking the time to participate. We describe our efforts as the live, learn, work, and play and PA team, and on a regional basis, our goal and hope is to bring together organizations and leaders to help military and recruiting and retention strategies, and we're also strengthening connections that help all residents, schools, businesses, and recreation activities. With 200,000 veterans departing the military every year through retirements and the end of their enlistments, as well as our graduating high school seniors, college and graduate school students, we want to help showcase Pennsylvania's great regional economies like the one right here in the Lehigh Valley. And so thank you, and we all play a role in these endeavors. And we must say, the Lehigh Valley must be an exceptional place to live, learn, work, and play. Over the next 45 days, we're launching Pennsylvania Career Pathways, starting with law enforcement career pathway. Wendy and I had a great conversation this morning on my way in about some of that. Transportation career pathway, healthcare career pathways. So we have more people in that healthcare and mental health. So we're going to be working on that. And we have embedded our live, learn, work, and play efforts inside and around all these career pathways to pull everything together. For example, most law enforcement officers need to be Act 120 certified. So we're going to pull together all of the Act 120 schools across the state and help to market and showcase those career pathways. So people that are interested in that, they can push the easy button and go in that direction. There's lots of Guard members and veterans that work in law enforcement already, so it just makes sense to pull together these resources. This may be easier for people to do. On April 26th, we are hosting our Pengus virtual job fair. It's free for job seekers and low cost for employers to participate. If you know anyone looking for work, please send them in that direction. You don't have to have military affiliation to participate. Really what we're trying to do is just help people who are looking for work find great careers and
some of you explained today that you're looking for good workers. So I really cannot make those connections important. And now on May 24th, we're going to repeat this event in the Valley Forge Military Academy. So we're going to be in that region. So thanks for being here again today. Please stay in touch with us. We have literature for everybody that was here. Make sure you see the table. Make sure you eat the delicious food that DeSales has provided. And it's easy to reach us, Angus@angus.org. And again, thank you so much, Wendy. I have this mantra, blessed are the flexible, they shall not be bent out of shape. And you did that so well today, gracefully. So I'm going to turn it back over to Wendy to end. Thank you. Thank you, Shelley, for the kind words. But most importantly, thank you all for tuning in online, as well as all of you who took the time out of your day to join us here, to help us educate everyone here in the Lehigh Valley and beyond. To just piggyback on some of the key points you made, in your package you'll receive inside information about that Act 120 program that DeSales is proud to partner with. So those who have military benefits here and are interested in a career in law enforcement, they can use their VA benefits to get that Act 120 training while training here at DeSales to get their degree, whatever that degree may be. I have a student right now in that academy, and he's very happy to be able to use his benefits, and that time also counts towards his degree. So that is wonderful. The last thing that I want to bring up is to invite you all as well to the Lehigh Valley Military Affairs Salute to the Troops. Salute to the Troops will be here at DeSales May the 5th. And what I'm happy to announce is that if you are a current member serving in the military, you and your significant other are invited to attend this event at no cost to you. So please go to lvmac.org or visit us on our Facebook page, LVMAC, and we will be happy to register you to attend this event along with your significant other so we can honor you for your service and sacrifice and be amongst those who serve our veterans and those who support them in the community. So thank you once again, and in closing, we salute you and we're grateful for your sacrifice and service and humbled to be here to help you along your journey, wherever that might be, to live, learn, work, play, and stay here in PA.
Thank you. Very good. So you thought that was that.